I have a good working relationship with Frank Chuck. I really do. We couldn't have accomplished all that we have over the last 4 legislative sessions if we didn't have a good partnership going. I don't happen to agree with him on everything. I don't happen to agree with him, for example, on some transportation issues. I don't happen to agree with him on homeowner bill of rights. So there are a number of areas where I don't agree with him. And there are occasions in which, despite our disagreement, he wins, and occasions in which, despite it, I win. Now, next legislative session, I think we ought to take head on the homeowner bill of rights. I think it's the right thing to do. And if it wasn't acutely obvious it was the right thing to do, based on what we're seeing happening in this state now and across America, more importantly, it is the absolute right thing to do.
But how do you feel about the Speaker of the House pushing back against you on this very, I mean, what seems like a very fundamental, you know, Democratic Party issue, or what should be, this homeowners bill?
He has a right to his own opinion, and I respect that, as long as he doesn't stand as a barrier to letting his caucus vote. So I will maintain I have a right to go in that caucus and a right to advocate to them. There have been things that he has not agreed on in the past, but he is allowed to let the caucus vote, and I have won some of those and I have lost some of those. Here are the alternatives that are on the table. We're not going to pay for the 520 without tolling, period. Got the legislature to say yes to that. Question now is, do you begin tolling now or do you toll later? Okay? If you toll later, the cost will be who knows what greater than if you started tolling now. If you wait and toll later and the cost is that great, you will simply have people bypass 520 by going to I-90. And then you'll create the problems over there. So all of that now is that 3-person commission trying to find out what do voters want. And all of those options are on the table. Let me just talk about our budget for just a moment. Apparently some folks are criticizing me because I'm not saying how am I going to address a shortfall. I don't know if we're going to have a shortfall. I have no idea whether we would. We're 2 projections away from actually deciding what if anything, do we have by way of outcome. If I believed in projections, then I would be sitting on a $5 billion deficit today, because that was what was projected. So I don't know. I'll tell you where the answer lies. If the national economy continues to go down, then we are going to suffer in this state. We've seen it beginning for the first time last month, $61 million less in our receipts. Okay? So we're now, finally it has hit us. The reason we've been resilient is because we've diversified our economy and our exports have doubled to $67 billion. But if they can bottom out at the national level and start any kind of recovery at all, it's very possible that we will be able to have a resilient enough economy to miss it, that we won't be in the place of California or Arizona or other states. So I can't tell you what we're going to do by way of budget, but I do believe that we have a responsibility to live up to the voters' initiatives that they have passed. Let's just look how ugly things are with regard to compacts with Native Americans. They trumped that up. So why would I be afraid of the truth? Because they're going to trump stuff up anyway. They're going to make stuff up anyway. They made stuff up about the tribes. And the ad, by the way, I think is racist. I think this whole thing is racist, and I am totally offended by it. But it just shows you how low they'll go. It shows you that it doesn't matter what the truth is. They're going to trump stuff up. So I'm not afraid of making decisions independently and standing by them.